evening. Welcome to Academia Unplugged. I'm Prachi Dashora and I'm super excited for today's episode because I have a guest who's come down straight from Bangalore, Lavanya Prasad ma'am. She's a storyteller. She's been a storyteller for almost 12 years.
More than 12.
More than 12, wow. And she's created her own storytelling organization called Talescope.
That's right.
So welcome ma'am.
Thank you.
We would love to hear your introduction in the way you uniquely do it.
All right. First of all, thanks to Prachi for getting me here to Indore, and to all the viewers out there, I'm going to say hello but in a very different way. Tandana tatana tayana tatana tanna tandana tanna tandana tandana. Tandana tatana tayana tatana tanna tandana tanna tandana tandana. Tanena 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 tanana. Say hello to your storyteller. Be ready as we take you to a new world. Lavanya is my name. For super tales, are you game? Lavanya is my name. For super tales, are you game? Tandana tatana tayana tatana tanna tandana tanna tandana tandana. Tandana tatana tayana tatana tanna tandana tanna tandana tandana. Is that okay?
Lovely. I think I was ready to dance with your beats, and you must have definitely gotten all the audience to stand up and start dancing on your lovely beats.
Thank you.
I would start my conversation. So storytelling, very unusual career choice.
Yes.
How did you get into storytelling? Because I think it's one of the most strong medium to put your thoughts forward to anybody.
Absolutely. So my graduation was engineering. So I did my electrical and electronics engineering, but I never went to a engineering sector for work. I think I loved teaching so much right from my childhood. So when I was looking for doing something for myself, I chose to go as a teacher, and I worked with the little ones,
Wow.
the nursery kids, and the best way to connect to them was through songs and stories, and I think that is where I started exploring stories. I grew up listening to stories from my grandfather. We always have that one person in the family who always inspired us in many ways. I think it was my grandfather. I mean, it was matter-of-factly everyday story for me. Any question that I had, my Tata, that's what I used to call him, Tata used to address it in story. And that was probably there at the back of the head all the time. So when I was interacting with children, naturally the songs that I listened to and the stories that I listened to is how I connected with the children too. And I saw that children were very happy in classroom, and as teachers you just want happy children in your classroom,
absolutely.
right? So that's when I decided, okay, maybe I should start exploring more on stories, and that's how this journey began. This is probably from 2008.
Oh wow.
So been quite a journey.
Absolutely. In fact, today's morning session that you had at Sherringwood completely resonates with what you are saying right now. How you actually made the children participate, and I'm talking about 1.5-year-old kids.
Absolutely.
How we witnessed that they just came and participated in your entire storytelling, and in fact, towards the end, they were the one who were taking the lead in the entire thing.
Absolutely, because whenever I interact with young parents, parents of very young children, they're very excited to let the children explore everything, and they're like, I want to tell stories, which is very good. But what happens is sometimes parents also expect too much out of a 1.5-year-old. They're like, why is my child not reading a book? Why is my child not responding to the story? So when I started off the story today, I just told the parents that, see, you're going to experience something. It's going to be sensorial. So the children will experience, have all their senses triggered through the storytelling. don't expect them to sit in one place and listen to a story,
Right.
but they will come and participate in the story. You will see it. So that was told to them in advance, and once I started telling the story, the children were immediately like, okay, something is happening. And when they saw the parents participate, they knew that they'll also have to clap hands. And I did a lot of sound, I did a lot of touch and feel with them. So we went to each child, and they did the sounds, and they wanted to play the drum and everything. And in no time, they were part of the story. So I think storytelling brings out, the happiness in a child. It also brings out a lot of emotions out of the child. And when you're triggering the senses, magic starts to unfold.
Absolutely.
And that's when the connection happens between the child and the character in the story, and the parent who's telling the story, or the teacher who's telling the story, or the storyteller. Today, what I experienced in your school was sheer magic.
Oh.
And I still have goosebumps when I'm talking about it. It was absolutely amazing.
I think it was likewise when the parents and the children, they were just mesmerized by you today. And my next question is also about that how you have seamlessly weaved in music and storytelling. So how that inspired you to take up musical storytelling? What was the one defining moment in your life?
Okay. So, yes, music and dance, it has been a very integral part of my childhood, thanks to my parents. They were the ones who said, art in some form will have to be there in a child. It could be any form, but some form of art is definitely needed for a child. And that's how we were introduced, to me and my siblings, to music and dance and everything. But like any child, I restricted, I didn't want to go to classes and all that. But Amma and Appa never let us. They said, you will have to go. But whatever we had done those years is what is coming out today.
Yeah, absolutely.
So today when I want to use, when I want to tell stories, music and dance come naturally to me, and that has become my niche.
Yeah.
So if people want Lavanya Prasad, they know that, okay, she's going to get definitely musical storytelling. That is how it has come to me. And to answer your second question about why did I choose to explore this particular medium when I was going and connecting with people? Number one, music connects to every being in this world. But the most defining moment for me was, once I had a call coming from an NGO, and they said, ma'am, we want you to come and address our students in the NGO. Would you like to come and tell us stories and all that? So I said, okay. And I know NGO children, and I was okay, and I just went. But I never asked them what kind of children were they.
Right.
That was my, I should have asked.
Right.
But so I packed my story bag or whatever the instruments that I had, and I left. But the moment I landed there, the children were all visually impaired.
Oh, okay.
And it struck me hard, because what will I do? How will I tell them, have you seen a mountain? How will I tell them, there was a flower? How can I tell them, there is a river?
Right.
It'll be so insensitive of me to do that.
Absolutely.
So I had just 15 minutes to quickly think what I want to do. And the children are all coming and are looking forward to the story session. And what will I be doing? And as a storyteller, I was sitting there absolutely nervous. So, and then I'm like, I was seeing children sitting down and helping each other. I saw one child taking something, sniff, and then giving it to someone. So that was the moment for me. I'm like, okay, so they can't see, but all the other senses are very, very good.
Absolutely.
So I quickly decided on a story where I can use a lot of senses. I asked the teachers, is there a garden around? Can I go and get something? They said yes. So I quickly brought in some flowers. I got some, texture things. And I sat down, and with so much nervousness, Prachi, believe me, that was the most nerve-wracking moment for me, because I just didn't want the children to feel bad.
Right, absolutely.
So But once I started and I passed on the things, I said, and now this is what they smelled. And I gave, and they smell and they say, ma'am, this is a rose. So they know everything through smell. Or if I have to tell them something about how it feels, or give them water. When I was talking about water, there was a bowl in which I had them, dip their fingers. So when the story session was over, I had one child come to me and said, thank you for letting me see.
Oh my God.
I cried so much that day, and that is when I realized how much power this art form has, to connect with anybody. Only thing is you need to know how and take that cue from the audience that you have, and you just move forward. So then I knew that music or any sensorial element will play a very, very important role, especially when working with children like visually impaired, or children in the spectrum, or even the little ones that we are doing. So it is for everyone.
Absolutely.
So you cannot restrict art as only to this people. So art connects everybody, and storytelling also does that in beautiful ways. So I think that was my defining moment.
That's such a beautiful story. I mean, I'm having goosebumps just imagining what it would have felt that moment. I think when we are also dealing with children, music has played a very integral part, especially in early childhood education.
Absolutely.
I really wish music was taken up as a core subject and not as an extracurricular activity, because music is there. It's in nature, it's in whistling of the birds, or
Absolutely.
How animals make sound, or how the wind actually, the rustling of the leaves everywhere. So when it is so nature driven, I think we as parents, as educator, we really need to imbibe music as a core thing in our curriculum.
Absolutely. I completely agree with what you said. I'm so glad that as an educator, you're telling me all this. Not everybody understands that nature is the most, the biggest trigger of anything that could happen inside a child. So you go to nature, it calms you down. You look at nature and you know how you have to behave. So I think as an educator, knowing that itself is a big blessing. So thanks to you for telling that. Which is why today when we did the story session, so I wanted to take the children to a forest. So how do I take them? So I had a frog, something that makes a frog sound. So we did that. Children all wanted to try. And I say, when you walk, you hear the sound of the dried leaves. How do they know what dried leaves is?
Right.
2-year-olds. So I had an instrument for that, where, when I'm doing that, they could hear the sound of the dried leaves.
Oh my God.
So everybody wanted to try. So taking them out to experience the sound is what matters. So at this age, the child will not be able to visualize as much as an adult. So for them to experience what we're talking becomes very important, and that is where nature comes into picture. So music and nature go hand in hand.
Absolutely.
So you want to show them, a cuckoo singing, or tell them about howling wolf, or a dog which is sad. So all these are things that they see in day-to-day life. But we fail to imbibe what we see in our day-to-day life into a curriculum. That is where the lag is.
I completely agree with you, because I think children, why just toddlers or preschoolers, even older children connect so much with music. I was talking to one of my students, and I asked them, what does happiness mean to you, or how can the school imbibe happiness in children? And she came up with a really nice thought that there should be a place where children can listen to music in between the period, because it really calms them down.
Wow.
So,
I wish I had such a class.
I mean, it's so nice to actually think that you will have a place where you can just play your music, calm yourself down before the period starts, or before giving a test. And they're all ready for it. They have a different hormonal rush to give the best that they can.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, I'm just imagining now, just before a test, you just go to a room and you close your eyes, you
Yes.
listen to this beautiful music, and it really calms your
Yeah,
nerves. I hope you
absolutely.
imbibe that in your school
I
sometime.
really, now I'm going to, after that
Please.
suggestion, I am definitely going to figure out the way where we can create a space like this. We'll probably call it the happiness center
Lovely.
of the school, yes.
Beautiful. So since you mentioned music, lullaby is something that, why I'm talking about lullaby is you want to connect your child when you are in the womb, when the child is in the womb, right? And that is the best way to. What do you think about it?
No, actually, I was about to ask you. So, you've been working on this program called Lores, Legends, and Lullabies.
That's right.
And a lot of our new moms would want to know how they can actually imbibe lullabies for their newborn babies. We all have grown up with lullabies, right? I think all of us have that one lullaby that we can connect even now after we've grown up so much. And if there is any thought that you can give to our new moms who would want to bring in lullabies to their kids.
Right. So when you talk about lullabies, I think my dad was the one who sung to us.
Oh, wow,
all
really?
Yes, all our me and my siblings. But he did Cine songs. He's very familiar with Tamil. My mother tongue is Tamil, so he used to sing us a lot of Tamil cinema songs, and we grew up listening to them. So even today, if there is a sad moment in my life or something upsets me, I play this song and it calms me down. So how did I figure out when my daughter was born? So I used to sing lullabies to her. So the lullaby goes like this. Kuyilise kuralose un konjum mori kenayamo konda manasanjalangal panjai parandidume talo talelo 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 கண்ணே என் கண்மணியே கண்ணனே கண்வளராய். So I used to sing this even when she was in my tummy. I used to practice singing. Now she's 20 years old, and even today, if she's had a bad day in college, she comes to me and she says, "Ma, sing that, no?" And I sing, it calms her down.
Oh my God.
So I wanted to see if it worked with my second child too. For my second child, I tried a different lullaby, and the effect is the same. So for her, it is that song. But what happens is, it just soothes you down. It just gives you that trust.
Yeah.
Prachi, there's a very funny thing that I wanted to share here. Rather very serious and funny thing. So when I got into storytelling, there was, one friend of mine who said, "Arey, you did electrical and electronics engineering and you're moving to storytelling? Does that mean that every time you start to talk, people will go to sleep?" Because stories were always associated with, sleeping.
Absolutely.
But let me tell you, that did not let me sleep for many days. I'm like, why is he telling me this? And why is storytelling considered as something, something which puts people to sleep? And I wanted to find the answer. But when I did, I was so happy that I chose to become a storyteller, because the answer lies in what lullaby does to somebody.
Okay.
So why is this lullaby giving that peace to any child? Is because there is a sense of trust that is built between the child. If the child is in the womb, the trust is already there between the child and the mother. And so when the child is listening to this lullaby since its young age, so when it is having a bad day in school and she's coming to you and she's telling you that, "Ma, I'm having a very bad day, I don't know what to do," and you sing this, there is this immediate sense of the trust that comes over the child, and it gets that safe space. So then I went to my friend and I said, what you're saying is right. Not everybody can put people to sleep. If my story is able to make somebody sleep, then I am giving that trust to close their eyes and go to sleep. So I actually give trust. So being a storyteller is also, establishing
Yes.
trust between your
Building the
audience.
bonds.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly what a lullaby does. So, to answer your question, it's very important that, a mother starts finding, it could be anything. You don't have to have a lullaby as such, but the workshop that I do actually helps that, it helps people write their own lullabies. But you can simply have a tune, whatever tune you want to.
Right.
But make that as a constant tune between you and your child. And what will come out of it will simply stun you. Trust me, I have experienced it firsthand. Even today, I listen to my dad's lullaby, it calms me down. My daughters tell me the same thing. And all the participants who had attended my lullaby workshop, they tell the same thing too. So, thanks for bringing that up.
That's beautiful, because lullaby is probably the first song that a child hears.
Absolutely.
I mean, they might be hearing it from the womb. जो हम गर्भ संस्कार की बात करते हैं, our Indian traditions or culture has imbibed music to connect mother to the child or to connect the person to nature everywhere. It's very known that Vedas and Puranas
Absolutely.
पहले लिखे हुए नहीं थे. It was all in a method of singing in hymns and songs that
Correct.
they were transferred from one generation to another.
Right.
Scriptures came much later, written scriptures.
Right.
So I think music is a very, very important part. आज हम अगर हमारे culture की बात करते हैं, so when we pray also, most of it is in a song way.
Right.
That we pray to God. We don't really say things.
Correct.
We sing prayers.
Right.
We do bhajans.
Right.
What is your take on that?
See, when you brought in Puranas, there is this story of Prahlad, Bhakta Prahlad, who listened to stories of Vishnu when he was in his womb. And he grew up to be, he was the son of a Rakshas, but he grew up to be the Bhakta of Narayana. And what happened? It was the story that he listened to in his womb, right?
Yes.
So like you rightly said, things were passed on through music, through some kind of chants or something, because that was an easier way to quickly catch hold on to. And I think that's why we still sing prayers, like be it the smallest prayer that we know, Om Jai Jagadish Hare. So something that is starting in the very early days is something that you will carry forward for many days to come. So yes, music is very important.
Yeah. I think when we were talking about lullabies and music and everything, so how we were discussing, even the Holocaust people used to take lullaby as a symbol of hope.
Right.
As a symbol of freedom. That, one day they will be released.
Absolutely.
Which gives you so much hope that music is such a positive thing that God has created.
Right. The first lullaby that was found, the written lullaby that was found was something that was written in that stone. It was a lullaby that was written by a mother to her child about her long lost husband. Or one lullaby says, it talks about the child is crying so loud and she wants the child. She says, don't cry. You have cried enough. If you're going to cry more, then the demon will come and take you away. So when I was first reading up about this, I'm like, why is this so dark toned? A lullaby cannot be a dark tone. How can this give hope to the child? But only then when I started researching more, I understood that the period itself was dark. People were slaves.
Yes.
So what the mother was trying to tell the child is there is a master. So when we are raising our voices, this is what happens to us. So you beware. And finally, the lullaby ends with a hope. She says that, I truly hope, my darling, that you don't have to face the demon that I'm facing.
Oh.
So just imagine what So lullabies were also a place where the mother was able to voice out things that she was not able to. It was a healing process for herself.
Wow.
So she was able to tell out what she wants for the child. So I'm living in this situation. I truly hope your days are brighter. So it is a positive thing. But it also, when you're trying to explore any lullaby deeply, you will understand the layers that is there in it. So I think very clever our ancestors were to just pass on information like this through. You know, you don't have to put it bluntly across as a story, but very subtly weaving it into music and bringing it across. It's
and
simply
I think
amazing.
that's what you're also doing so fabulously of, giving away moral values, giving away insights about a lot of things through music and storytelling.
Absolutely.
What's your favorite piece of song that you generally know is attracting everybody around you?
I love folk music. So any kind of folk music, it just peps the plays up. So, for example, if I'm doing any, village story or something, so I go like this. Tanda na na tana na ne na 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 ne tana na 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 tana na na tana na ne na 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 ne na 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 na. Now this does not require any language.
Yeah.
I can take this to any place I want. I can take it to different states in India. I can take it to different countries. They will know that it's a very peppy tune, very happy tune. But if I'm going to do a very sad, if the story has got a sad tinge to it, I could say, they know there is some sadness to it. Right? So, tunes can evoke memories too. So, people ask me, so when you're going, today somebody asked me, Villipate, the instrument that I got to you today is a very South Indian storytelling instrument, oral musical traditional storytelling instrument that is used in South India, where the songs are usually sung in Tamil.
Oh, wow.
So I'm like, somebody asked me, how will you take it to Indore? How will they understand Tamil? I said, I don't think music has any language. People can just feel the music that it is. And that's exactly what happened with 1.5-year-old kids today. 1.5, 2-year-old kids. They were sitting and doing the drums with me. They were sitting and, hitting the bow with me. And they were fascinated by it. The parents came and told me, we've never seen such an instrument before. I said, say thanks to your school. Because they believed in this. They called me. I'm very glad that I could get it here. So, yes.
No, I think it's absolutely fantastic and a mesmerizing world once you get into it.
Right.
You have been traveling to South Korea, Thailand, everywhere with your bag of stories. What has that experience been like?
Very interesting, because I went to Indonesia. So there I got a chance to explore Ramayana. So Ramayana is something which is very common in the Southeast Asian countries. It has traveled. Like in the morning talk that we had, you mentioned about Dashora being celebrated in Thailand. But here in Indonesia, we have a very rich culture of Ramayana. So what fascinated me as a storyteller was, I'm sure that, the stories would have shifted a little bit when it is traveling to a different country. So I wanted to explore that aspect of it. So we got together. So I brought in 3 storytellers from India, and I caught 3 storytellers from Indonesia.
Oh, wow.
And we presented Ramayana as a production to a global audience. We took 6 khandas, the 6 khandas of Ramayana, the Bhal Khanda, the Ayodhya Khanda, Aranya Khanda, Kishkinda Khanda, Sundara Khanda and Yuddha Khanda. So each one of us did one khanda. but we did it in the way that we know. Like if Balakhanda was done by somebody from India, then the Ayodhya Khanda was done by somebody from Indonesia. So it was like going back and forth. But what we saw was there were many similarities, but there were also differences which they have seamlessly weaved into Ramayana. Like for example, the colors that we have. Here Hanuman is shown as somebody who's orange. But there Hanuman is somebody who's white. Why white? You explore, you dig in deeper, that brings the culture of the place. Here we call Sita is called Sinta there.
Okay.
So those are the small things that is happening. The stories are also pretty much similar, but here and there they have the aspect of their culture added in, which is perfectly all right.
Wow.
But it generally talks about victory of good over evil. So when we had that collaboration happening, it was mind blowing, because as storytellers we were able to accept the similarities and also embrace the differences.
Right.
That is what is causing havoc in the country this time, right? If you're not able to embrace the differences. And imagine if stories can help you do that. It actually helped, we were so stunned. And the people who watched us were all storytellers and people from Japan, USA, Canada, who know nothing about Ramayana. So we gave them a little brief of what Ramayana is, and we presented it as a collaboration between these storytellers. They said, we're mind blown. So how could this happen? Two different countries coming together with one story, but having, that is the beauty of stories.
Wow.
So in Indonesia, if it was like this, in South Korea, it was a different thing. I mean, you can connect to food. How we have this modak, they have very similar something to modak, but they call it in a different name. So you start exploring the similarities, and you learn to embrace the differences. I think that is what helps. It widens your perspectives.
I mean, I think it's very, very important if you want to learn about a culture of a country.
Exactly.
Go to their folklore or musical
Absolutely, bang on.
That is where the real culture is.
Right. Food, for example.
Yes, absolutely. Music, food, culture, dance is what would give you an overall picture about that country.
Right. So you go there, you step in there, you will know what similarities you have, and there are a lot of similarities. And you will understand why and how when you start to explore their stories. So there is this saying which says, the shortest distance between any two people is a story. You know the story of the other person, then your distances become shorter. How quickly we are to judge somebody, right?
Right.
Just for a second, if you go back and think on what that story could be, why is that person reacting like that? You know that person's story, there will be a deeper understanding.
Oh, that's such a profound thought.
Right.
That's beautiful. And when you're talking about distance, we're living in a digital world. We, our generation are still immigrants, but our children are citizens of the digital world,
Absolutely.
So, have you experienced anything that has affected storytelling? Because storytelling is a very traditional thing.
Yes.
Has digital world evolved the storytelling aspect, or is it disappearing?
See, I would say both. As storytellers, professional storytellers, what we try to do is we try to bring in the oral storytelling tradition back, because there was one point of time where it was completely laptops and video games and everything.
Absolutely.
Even though they are trying to imbibe stories into all the video game, trying to bring in culture, there is nothing like sitting and listening to a story live. Okay. But I cannot say no to technology as well. You learn to grow with technology. It is very important that you embrace the advances that is happening in the technological field as well. So that has to be a balance. So, like for example, during COVID, how were we able to connect to people? So we did a lot of I did a lot of storytellings with children online, and it was a need.
Yes,
even
absolutely.
they wanted to listen to stories, they wanted to listen positivity. There was so much negativity around us, so anything that gave them a sense of positivity was very important. that was the time we used the digital world to explore and connect, and Zoom became
A household name.
Yes. So Zoom was something that we could do. We played around with
Yes.
Zoom. We created things that we could
Certainly.
otherwise not have thought of.
Certainly.
So I think necessity is the mother of invention,
Right.
right? So there was a necessity and we came up with something. But the idea is to know how to balance. So you use the technology for the need, that for whatever you need. But then also remember that never to get away from your roots. So that seems to be the anchor, you know. The moment the roots are not there, there is displacement.
Right.
So with children, especially of this generation, I feel that is where parents will need to focus. You know, give them all the technological advances that they should know, they should learn to survive in the even more technological world that we will be seeing in the future.
Absolutely.
But it's very important for them to stay connected to the roots too, because when they are left open there in that big bad world, what will help them regain their stature or whatever is it,
That's going to be
the
their anchor. Absolutely.
So that is where the culture comes.
Yeah.
So a balance is what I would say will make everything okay.
That's really nicely put, you know, that be friends to the technology
Yes.
because we don't have any other way.
Yes, yes,
So instead of making it our enemy, it's best to befriend them
absolutely.
and use it to our advantages.
Right.
One advice you would want to give to parents how they can imbibe music as a part of their lifestyle.
Okay, so music is everywhere around you. So you don't have to be a singer. You don't have to be an Asha Bhosle or Lata Mangeshkar to sing and tell stories to your child. Create music in the objects that you see around, like what you said. Nature is the best teacher. So you look at nature, you see thunder. That is music. So when you look at when you hear thunder, take a plate, take a ladle, duck, 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 create thunder in your house. Or you take your dabba, put some tur dal in it, create the effect of a water flowing or whatever. Today we explored all of that in the session too.
Yeah.
So explore the music that is around you. So that is how you start off, you know. If you have seen any child, the favorite toy that they would have is from the kitchen.
Kitchen is their playground.
Yes. So they give them a glass of water and another glass. The best thing they'll do is just do this, make this water go from there.
Absolutely.
And so there is so many things that is around you. So start from there. Start exploring things around you. Let them get the sound of what is there around them. And slowly move on to the next level.
Yeah.
So I would say don't panic. You know, sometimes people come and ask me, ma'am, I see my child likes rhythm. Should I put him in classes right away?
Yes.
I say, don't. Maybe he's liking this now. He will show his interest slowly.
Later, yes.
So this is like, how I tell them, after you listen to a story, people are all very keen on telling the moral of the story. You know, this is something very similar. I just want everything to happen immediately. But it takes time. So like, for example, you would have heard the hare and the tortoise story when you were a child. Many times.
Yes.
So what you understood that when you were a child and to what you understand now is completely different. So it is a step-by-step process. So inculcating the music in your child or music around you is also a step-by-step process. Start with what is around you. Slowly move to exploring, listening to other music and see what interests your child. Try to incorporate that in the talks that you do. So that is how you can take it. Take it slow is my advice, and give the child the space. So if your child is saying, Mama, I don't want to do this, don't force it. No, you like it. We don't know, right?
Absolutely.
So just give them the space. And once you see that the child is interested in, let them explore in their own pace. And things will turn out.
So like how you said, there are so many parents who come to me asking that, should I make my child join this class or this evening class or this, that. I said, just give them 1 hour to be in the kitchen with you and free. So let them open the cupboards, let them take out the utensils, let them have the touch of the dals or the masalas that you have. Let them explore the kitchen every day for a year, and you would see a different person altogether.
Right.
So I think kitchen is one playground that every
Absolutely.
parent has it,
Yes.
but needs to give it to their child.
Absolutely, which
You
we
know?
won't. I mean, as a mother, I would definitely feel panicky when I'm going, but take it slow.
Yeah, take it slow, absolutely.
Give something to the child, and you will see how they're blooming. I mean, that's the first clay, right?
Yeah.
The wheat dough that we do is the
Absolutely.
roti ka dough is where they start to explore, make shape things and all
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
So
I mean, even
That's
a simple activity like peeling an orange or,
Yes.
taking the kernels out of a pomegranate. Some simple activity which are completely sensorial, you're
Absolutely.
smelling, you're seeing, you're touching, you're doing everything with that.
right.
And it's beautiful. So, I think we've had a wonderful conversation with you, ma'am.
Thank
There's so
you.
many insights for parents to take home and how they can actually inculcate music. One last word you would want to give to the audience watching the podcast.
Don't stop telling stories, whatever they are, stories from your life, stories from your family, stories that you think your child wants to listen to. Never stop telling stories, because that is what makes us human, right? So wishing you a very, very happy story-full life. Thanks to Sherringwood World School and Prachi for inviting me to be a part of this podcast. I'm absolutely thrilled that Indore has shown so much love, giving all the love back to you all. Hoping to see a lot of stories, emerge from the mothers and other parents who are watching this podcast. Thank you so much.